go ahead and start things off with Marissa.
There. What can we expect as far as lineup changes for tonight from last night?
Well, it's pretty early here on a back-to-back. So in terms of lineup changes, we'll determine that by tonight. Joey Daccord will go in goal.
Anything else for Dave here? Marissa.
You guys have had a lot of back-to-backs this season. At this point, just having that experience with them, how much does that help this group? And what's kind of the philosophy overall of how to handle these back-to-backs?
Well, back-to-backs are, they're a normal part of a regular schedule throughout the NHL. There's likely, a few more for everybody this year, with the initial Olympic break that was in place. For us, we've still got quite a few to go as we go down the stretch. The first thing is simplicity and competitiveness on the back-to-back. Being able to come in and make sure you get going, start on time, and as I said, play a simple, hard, straight-up hockey game.
Scott.
Dave, any update on Jamie Oleksiak's status?
No, not at this time. Like I said, we'll make our lineup decisions as we go through the day, as we evaluate everybody's health coming out of last night. And that obviously includes Jamie, even though he didn't play last night. We'll do the same with him as well.
Ryan.
Hey, Dave, when it comes to Joey Daccord, what have you all been able to kind of see or monitor of him as he's been down in the minors, and what's kind of the thought on what you expect of him today?
He's played well, and he's got a good amount of time in the net in the American Hockey League and has played well. So he's had the opportunity to be here on a couple different occasions, and this opportunity for him tonight. It's an important game for our hockey team. So we need him to go out and play with a lot of confidence. We've got to do a good job around him, giving him the structure necessary so that he can go and do his job against a team that has a lot of weapons.
Scott.
Dave, the penalty kill was really tested, especially in the third period last night. You guys have found yourselves on the PK quite a bit, it seems, over the last few games. Has there been any kind of message from you guys, the coaching staff, to the players about sort of that uptick in penalties, or do you just kind of view it as that's going to happen over the course of the season?
No, it's not something you just accept. We took too many last night. It put us in a in tough spot. But it hasn't been something that's been chronic within our game. So, this again coming into a back-to-back. In St. Louis was a back-to-back as well, and if you recall, we took 3 minor penalties in a row in the second period, and that hurt us a little bit as we took another one in the third period. At some point in time, that catches up with you, whether you're on a back-to-back or fresh. So, not only are you spending a lot of energy killing those penalties, but that's obviously taking that energy and that time away from being able to generate anything at the other end of the rink. So, that was it was great. Our PK did a really good job last night. We got a couple of real key saves from Gruby when we needed it. But fact is, we spent too much time on the PK.
Marissa.
Only one game, but what were your impressions of Kuhlman?
Carton's exactly what we had expected, and he didn't get a lot of minutes last night. I guess I don't know exactly. I'm guessing it was around 7 minutes, so that's not a lot of time, but a little bit of PK time, and on 5-on-5, exactly what we had expected from him. He's in the right spots. He's very competitive, and he can get up and down the rink.
Scott.
Dave, we've talked a lot about how you guys have wanted the defense to be involved offensively all season long. Obviously, you get the 2 goals from Susie last night, but it's more than just your defense providing that scoring boost. It seems like your depth guys have really started to chip in of late. How nice is that to see, over the course of the season that, this is coming, this depth scoring push is coming while you guys are also getting some wins too?
Scott, I mean, really important to get contributions from throughout our lineup. We're not a group that's going to have one or two guys that carry us offensively or really set the tone. Obviously, we have our leaders in that area, but everybody has to chip in order for us to be successful. And there's a balance there. We need our D involved. We need everybody involved on the offensive side of the game without pressing for it. And that's the key balance for our team.
Ryan.
Dave, staying along that same track, I mean, what's kind of been your thoughts on what you've seen from Tally on the offensive end? Because, yes, he's someone who does a lot for you on both ends, but what have you seen from him in the O-zone where he's been able to find more consistency, and it's led to him not only getting points, but just being a more threatening player in that part of the ice?
Yeah, Yarny's been finding the quiet areas. He's been finding the hole in the offensive zone. In particular on in some of the O-zone plays where he's finding the spot where he's available for a pass out from below the goal line, and he's been able to get those pucks on net quickly, which is a real key. You're not going to have a whole lot of time in those scoring areas, so that's one of the things that Yarny has done quite well here over the last couple of weeks, and it's showing good results for him.
All right, thanks, Dave. Appreciate that.
Okay, thank you.
We're gonna have Vince done here shortly.